Okay, Assalamualaikum, and today I'm gonna teach you about speaking. Okay, like I explained to you before in the class, we have two parts for speaking task. The first one is for the part one, which is individual presentation, and then part two, group discussion. So I think before this, I already like taught you in the class about the individual presentation, but I haven't really got a chance to teach you on the group discussion. Okay, before we go into details, let's try to understand how the situation during the examination looks like. Okay, so this is the situation. You'll be sitting like this: candidate A, candidate B, candidate C and D over here, and then you have two examiner. Okay, like this. During my time was a bit different. Both of the examiner were sitting together here. But during your time, it looks like this. Okay, so now you understand that you'll be looking to each other while presenting and having the discussion. Okay, all right, so next one, to understand the question, maybe some of you haven't really got a chance to see how the question looks like. So this is how the question looks like. We have part one, individual presentation for 2 minutes. Okay, and then for part two, group discussion, it takes about 8 minutes to 12 minutes. Okay. The example question is like this: students today rely considerably on internet. Suggest how internet is useful for students. Blah blah blah. Okay, you have candidate A. So this is the topic. Candidate B, C, D. Okay, so you can just read here. When you move to the next question, the group discussion, you will be given another paper. Okay. This is the situation. Internet addiction can cause several ill effects. Blah 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 blah. Okay, but you will be given a new ideas or a new points. Okay, and the topic is still related. Okay, but the points are given by them. Okay, we will go more into details after this to just understand on how to do this. It's just that you just need to understand. First, you will start with the individual presentation, okay, for 2 minutes. Every of you have to present it, okay, and then you will move to the next group discussion, 8 to 12 minutes, okay. This is group, so meaning that 4 of you will be participating together. Okay, so now what you need to know, okay, topic for part 1 and part 2 are related, okay, part 1 and part 2 are related. Okay, like you can see over here, the first topic talk about internet, and second talk about the internet addiction. It's still the same thing. Okay. Okay. Next, number 2, you may add your idea or use the one given in the mind map. Okay. We are focusing more to the group discussion now. These are the ideas given by them, but if you want to use your own idea, you are allowed to do so. Okay. And then be sure to use examples to support your point. Okay, some of you just like to say, you talk about, okay, the negative effect of internet addiction is social isolation. Then you just stop. No, we need some explanation about that point and idea. Okay, so make sure you have your explanation and your example. Okay, number 4, you have 8 to 12 minutes for the discussion. Okay. I think all of you know this, okay? Okay, number 5, do not talk for so long. Give a chance to others as well, okay? Some of you like to conquer everything. That is not good for group discussion, okay? You have to make sure that not only you are talking, but all your friends are participating together. If not, this is not a good group discussion because you are trying to monopolize everything. That is not good, okay? Everybody need to be given a chance to speak. Okay. And then participate actively, meaning that everybody in the team, okay, have to participate. You have to talk. You can't keep quiet because, like I said, this is not a keeping quiet test. This is a speaking test, so everybody have to talk, okay? I told you before, don't forget your body language. Please use your hand, okay? Because you are not robot, okay? Don't just keep quiet. Please use your hand. And then maintain your eye contact. Don't look down. Do not look up. Look directly to your friends and also the examiner. Okay, next one, number 9. Make sure you speak clearly. Okay, some of you sometimes like to mumble. You know what's mumble? It's like, my name is Faiz, and you started to say, maybe you are not really sure about what you want to say, so you tends to mumble. So please don't mumble. You have to speak clearly, okay? And then number 10, at the end of the discussion, try to decide on the best decision, okay? Amongst all these ideas, in the end of the discussion, try to find the main negative effects of internet addiction, meaning that you have to decide on which one is the best option, okay, or the best suggestion. That will be the conclusion and also the closing. Okay, how to start the discussion? Okay, this is how we start. Okay, somebody in the team, there are like 4 of you. So somebody from the team have to start by saying, good morning. I would like to start by saying that internet is blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you start talking. Or you can say, our topic for today is internet, blah, 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 internet addiction, something. And then in my point of view, I think social isolation is blah, 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 okay? So that person can start. But in case there's nobody talking, okay, maybe just to make sure that you really start, you can ask the first candidate to speak, okay? Just in case nobody is talking at that time, because you might get nervous and then you're like, okay, I don't want to start first because I'm scared. So candidate number 1, please play your roles. Please start the discussion. Okay, next, how to make sure that the discussion continues. Okay, you are given 8 to 10 minutes. So within these 8 to 10 minutes, everybody need to talk. And then sometimes you are running out of idea. So here are 4 ways on how to make sure that you keep on talking. Everybody keeps on talking. You can't stop, okay? So the first way on how to do it is ask for opinion. Okay, especially when the first candidate starts to speak. When you finish your point, okay, for example, you say that okay, social isolation is blah 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 blah, example is like this, blah 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 blah. Okay, when you want to end it, make sure don't just end it just like that. Finish your point and then you say, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Point it to candidate B or candidate C or candidate D. Then candidate B or C, please don't keep quiet. Answer it back. Oh, I don't agree with you. I think blah, 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 okay? Or I agree with you and I think blah, 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 okay? This is the way how you ask opinion to other candidates to make sure that everybody keeps on talking, okay? And continue that, okay? And for a second way is to ask for explanation. Okay, what do you mean by that? Can you explain? Meaning that when somebody explain about the point, okay, for example, candidate B was trying to talk about mood changes, okay, and then you interrupt, you say, sorry, what do you mean by that? Can you explain? Okay, just to make sure that candidate B continues talking. Okay, next is argument, when you don't agree with people. So you say, I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. I believe that, okay? For example, like this, when somebody say, negative effect of internet addiction is breakdown of communication. Or maybe candidate D or C just interrupt, say, I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. I believe that breakdown of communication is not the thing. The problem is because of mood changes, and start to explain, okay? Change it to other ideas, okay? Or maybe it is not inside here, it is your own ideas. You can use your own ideas, okay? But there is something here that you have to make sure that the other candidates finish talking first, then you interrupt. But try to see first if they are talking for so long, maybe you can just stop them, okay? But don't just, okay, I need to talk, please keep quiet. No, you don't do that. Interrupt in the how to say, in a good manner. You can just say, I'm sorry, I think I don't agree with you, blah 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 blah, okay? Make sure that you be nice, don't be rude. Okay, the last way on how to make sure that the discussion continues is by giving support to the opinion of some other candidates, okay? For example, when someone said about social isolation, then you can say you agree with them. Absolutely, I agree with you because social isolation is blah 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 blah, okay? Explain the point and also the examples, okay? So these are the 4 ways to make sure that the discussion continues, Okay, like I said, if it's still not 8 minutes, continue talking, continue asking questions to your friend, continue asking for explanation or argue with them. And when you see that your friend is keeping quiet, for example, I know that some of you might get nervous and not talking, try to point to that person to talk. Okay, for example, like I saw that candidate C is not talking, but candidate B is talking a lot. So maybe you can say, I'm sorry. I think I don't agree with you because of blah 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 blah. Okay, what do you think, candidate C? Point it to the candidate C to make sure that candidate C is talking, because maybe he or she is quite nervous. Okay, and you have to like help them. Okay, don't be selfish, because this is a group discussion, so it is for everybody. You need to help your friends. Okay, at the end of it, all of you during the discussion, please watch your time. So when you see that it's almost 8 or 9 minutes, you have to conclude. Okay, so somebody in the team, if you are satisfied already with the discussion, then you can say this: based on our discussion today, we can conclude that negative effect of internet addiction is social isolation, for example. Then thank you everyone for your participation, meaning that everybody agree with this. Okay, social isolation. You have to agree with one. Okay, you need to agree with one ideas. If not, you may continue talking or argue, but make sure it's not more than 12 minutes. Sometimes if, let's say, not everybody agreeing with this one point, might be you can take like majority, for example, like 3 takes social isolation and 1 agree with mood changes. So you can choose social isolation, because why? It is majority. 3 of you choose social isolation and only 1 mood changes. Okay, so I guess that's all. I try to make it simple because I don't want to make your life miserable. And this is how we do the group discussion, and I really hope that this will help you. Okay, if you have any problem, you can just WhatsApp me. Thank you very much.